You're now watching Qnews. Here are the top stories of this hour. Israeli strikes on Gaza have killed dozens as talks continue over a possible U.S. brokered ceasefire to end the war. Gaza's health ministry says several Palestinians were killed and others injured after an Israeli strike hit an al-Mawasi area of Qnews. Families gathered at Nasr hospital on Thursday to mourn the victims. Meanwhile, Hamas is demanding guarantees that a new U.S. ceasefire proposal will end the war. Israeli officials say a deal is within reach nearly 21 months into the conflict. Despite negotiations, Israeli strikes killed at least 59 people across Gaza on Thursday. A UN expert has urged an arms embargo on Israel, accusing it of committing one of the cruelest genocides in modern history. U.S. Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese on Thursday called for states to impose an arms embargo and severe trade ties with Israel, accusing it of carrying out an apocalyptic campaign on Gaza. Her remarks, the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, receiving strong applause. Israel rejected the previous genocides, saying it acts in self-defense. Its delegate was absent following a policy of disengagement with what it calls a biased council. Albany's report also listed over 60 companies allegedly supporting Israel's actions.
Israel is responsible for one of the cruelest genocides in modern history. Official figures count over 200,000 killed or injured. Leading health experts estimate that
Israel has ordered Palestinians in Gaza City evacuate immediately, declaring the area a dangerous combat zone. The Israeli occupation army has warned residents in 5 residential blocks in Gaza City's El Tofah and El Darraj neighborhoods to evacuate at once. Army spokesperson urged civilians to move south towards al-Mawasi, labeling the area a dangerous combat zone. The warning was issued alongside the map showing evacuation zones marked in red. Thousands of Palestinians now face renewed displacement amid ongoing Israeli military operations. UN Women says women in Gaza are facing severe food insecurity and worsening conditions as the war continues. The regional director of the UN Women has warned that women in Gaza are experiencing extreme food insecurity and suffering from the collapse of the healthcare system. In press remarks, he noted that the number of widows in Gaza has doubled due to Israel's ongoing war. He called for an immediate and permanent ceasefire and stressed the urgent need for unrestricted humanitarian aid to enter the Strip to alleviate the growing crisis. UNRWA is urging for safe and dignified aid delivery in Gaza and demanding an investigation into recent attacks on aid centers. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, has called for humanitarian aid in Gaza to be delivered safely, with dignity and accessible to all residents. The agency also demanded an investigation into the targeting of Palestinians at aid distribution centers, where several deadly attacks have been reported. UNRWA emphasized that protecting civilians and ensuring aid reaches those in need must be a top priority amid the ongoing conflict. An Israeli report says pilots returning from missions against Iran dropped leftovers munitions on Gaza during the recent conflict. A new report from Israeli newspaper has revealed that Israeli pilots returning from air defense operations against Iran were permitted to drop unused munitions on the Gaza Strip. The aircraft tasked with intercepting Iranian missiles and drones during the 12-day war were equipped with both air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons. The disclosure raises fresh concerns about the escalation of attacks on Gaza amid Israel's broader regional operations. This concludes our top stories for the day. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more updates on Qnews.